Welcome to our 11th lesson of this AutoCAD Plan 3D course. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to model equipment. So we're going to erase our last drawing and we're going to go to the Home tab. Okay, here our key workplace is going to be this equipment section, right? So let's click Create Equipment. In Create Equipment, here we have a list of different types of equipment. We have blower, and look that it just has two options: new horizontal blower and new vertical blower. Okay, there isn't any blower already set. So the same with centrifuge, with columns, compressors, conveyors, cyclones, dryers, filters, furnaces, global equipment, heaters. In the case of heaters, we have two heaters. This one, which is kind of a furnace, and this one. Okay. We also have mechanical drivers, mixing equipment, motors, pumps. In the case of pumps, we have several equipments already set up: the sump pump, the hose pump, okay, the horizontal split case pump, which is kind of an inline, the vertical inline pump, okay, well, it's inline as well, the vertical inline pump with dual arms, okay, a centrifugal pump, like traditional pump, where the inlet is from the front side and the outlet is tangent, and a turbine centrifugal pump. The difference is this one has a turbine. Okay, we have also scrubber. What happened? Okay, well, the strainer we already worked with. Tanks is actually, it's not very complicated, so we have horizontal and vertical tanks, and vessels, which are kind of the same, and that's all. You can also have templates. You can add more templates, for example, and let's see if I can add some templates here. No, look, the template has to be in this format, PEQS, okay? So you will have to generate a document with that format. Otherwise, what you can do is, if you have any design in an AutoCAD document of the equipment you require, you can copy and paste that design here, and after you only have to say it's an AutoCAD Plan 3D object. Okay, so let's start. We're going to put a tank, a vertical tank. Okay, here I can assign a tag. Let's say tank 01. Okay. Its elevation is 0. I can also change its properties here. The size of the nozzle, it doesn't allow me to change, so it's just 4 inches nominal diameter of this nozzle. Its pressure class, its description. Well, obviously I cannot change the nozzle because it's established this way. And I can write here all the materials, description, weight, status, number, type, area, etc. Okay, so let's create this tank. Okay, let's zoom in. I want to be near the axis here. Okay, there it is. Now I can turn it, and what's going to turn is the nozzle. I'm going to put the nozzle this direction, and I'm going to change the layer. I don't want to be in the guide layer. I want to be in this layer. Okay, and I'm going to move it to that layer, the 0 one. Okay, so I have a tank. Now I want to put a pump, but before I want to add a guideline. Okay, so I'm going to write line, I'm going to come here, activate the snap, and draw a line from the middle of that nozzle. Okay, again, our zoom problem. Okay, let's go here. Where is our tank? There it is. Okay, I'm going to draw a line from the middle of the nozzle to, let's say, here. Why do I do this? Because I need that this segment, this nozzle, is aligned to the pump I'm going to install. So now, let's say I want to put a centrifugal pump, a traditional centrifugal pump. To create what? Sorry. Let's see its characteristics, right? Here I have a peripheric pump. The tag, I can say it's pump 01. Okay. Let's assign it. Well, I have all the dimensions, and I can see here, for example, SL, which is 5 foot 4 inches, is this length here. Its properties as well. Okay, you can see all of that. So now I can create it, and I'm going to put it aligned to this point. Yes, and I'm going to align it here. So now I have this pump aligned. What's the problem I have? Well, that it is like in a different plane. And look here, also, I haven't realized this. This tank has a nozzle in the bottom. Yes, so we have to do some changes here, or some modifications. First of all, we have to move this pump downward. Okay, so I use the move command, and I'm going to move it downward, trying to reach the 0, 4, 3, 2. Well, I cannot. Let's say here. Okay. In this case, it's important to have floor, because if I don't have floor, I don't have any reference. Okay, so I'm going to create a floor. For that, I'm going to just create a box. Remember, that box is going to be from here to here. I'm again in the guide layer. I always forget to change layer. So let's do it first. Okay, I change the pump. I change the layer. Okay, make current. Now I create a box again. Okay, let's see this. Okay, and now I can see that my equipments are below, so I'm going to move them above. I'm going to turn off the snap and put it, let's say, there. Okay, and the pump as well. I right move and move it upwards. Okay, I want the pump to be, yes, in the floor, and this is floating because I have to add legs. Okay, how do I add legs? I have to modify equipment, and here I have to add trim. What kind of trim? Well, I can add a platform. No, but I don't want a platform. I can add legs here. They are. Actually, these legs, let's say what happens if I put them right there. Okay, there they are. You see, there are 4 legs. Okay, but what happened? Well, they are too large. So I have to modify its the letter H, right? It's height. So I'm going to change it. I don't want it to be 3, 4. Let's say I want it to be 2, 4. Okay. Let's say apply. 3 central is required. Okay, well, it doesn't recognize. So let's say 100. Apply. 100 is too much. Let's say 10. Enter and apply. It's little. So this is iteration as always. Okay, 30. Okay, 26. Still too big. 22. There they are. Let's try 21. No, they are floating now. So 22. Okay, let's check. I click OK here. Let's check they are not floating. Sorry. I want to hide this. Auto hide. Okay. Let's see. They are not floating. Okay. Actually, it looks like they are intersecting, right? But it doesn't matter at this moment. So I'm going to extend this place here and add another equipment. I want to add now, let's say a heater, a box type heater. Okay, I'm going to call it a furnace, letter F, number 1. Okay, I can change if I want all the information here, but I don't want at this moment. Okay, it's a huge furnace. Let's put it, let's say, here. Yeah, I have to extend the floor later. And I'm going to orient. Oh, no, wait. We have this line here for a reason, right? We have to use it. So I'm going to extend the floor like this. And now, well, this side also. And now I'm going to install that furnace. I have to write it again. Furnace 01, sign, create. Activate the snap function. And now I'm going to snap it to our guideline. And now I'm going to orient it this way. Okay, I have furnace. I have, okay, it's floating. Look, I have to move it. So let's try to move. I click and downwards. Then I deactivate the snap. And here I can try there to place it right over. So here you can see we have aligned the nozzle of the tank here with the nozzles of the pump and the nozzle of the this huge furnace. Okay, so let's connect them. Well, actually, for connecting, we're going to have a full class of pipe routing. So let's place just equipment right here, and the following classes we're going to route the pipes. But it's important when you're placing, and you're going to see the importance of this afterwards, when you're placing the equipment to have these guidelines in order to well, avoid any deviation when you are connecting the pipes. Okay, at this moment, as of now, we have just inserted like default objects, right? Actually, the size of this furnace is kind of annoying, so I'm going to make it more little. I don't know why it doesn't allow me. Okay, so I'm going to write 0.5. It's going to be small. Okay, let's write again, scale. And 0.8. Okay, I think this is a more decent size. Now I have moved it. I have to move it again. Look, for the base point, I'm going to activate the snap because I want to be sure that my base point is this one. Okay, right there. That's my base point. And I want it to be aligned in this line. Let's say here. Well, it didn't work. Let's do it again. Move. You see, when I need, okay, there it is. When I need the snap, it doesn't appear. But when I didn't need it, it was like very annoying, right? Okay, so now it looks, yeah, it's centered. Perfect. Now I have to verify this, the elevation. I click it, click move, turn off the snap, and move it upwards. I believe, let's say, there. Okay. Okay, so we have a tank which is going to, actually this tank must be, no, let's let it like that. We have a tank which will be supplying fluid to this pump, which is going to pump it up. We're going to connect the pump to this furnace. It's going to enter here, okay? And well, there is a fuel that needs to come here. For that, we're going to create a heat exchanger, okay? Oh, look, I didn't show you the heat exchangers. Yeah, I just passed through them. We have this one. We have this other one, the plate frame. We have reboilers, okay? We have vertical down heaters. And we have vertical up, okay? But for this case, I'm using a bridge plug heater. And let's say it's the exchanger 01, okay? To create it, I'm going to change its size, but I'm going to place it, let's say, okay, before placing it, let's draw what's going to be the root of the pipe that's going to connect, right? So let's draw a line that will come out of this pipe, okay? Here, and it will cross right there, and let's draw it till here, okay? So now, and let's draw another one in 90 degrees, let's say here, okay? Okay. Well, so I'm going to place now the exchanger 01. Oh, no, this is elevation, sorry. Here is a type exchanger 1. Okay, let's create it. I'm going to place it right here in this intersection. The intersection, remember, is the X right there. And yeah, I'm going, no, this way. Okay, so now this nozzle is aligned in this place. What happens? Well, it's too big, right? So I have to scale it down. I'm going to write scale, specify the base point as the nozzle, and let's say 0.4, the scale size, okay? Let's see. Yeah, I think it's good. Bigger than the pump, smaller than the furnace. Well, it's bigger than the tank, but it doesn't matter for now. Let's remember to change its layer to make the zero layer the current, okay? So now I want to match, let's try to move. I want to match this nozzle with this intersection, okay? So I have to select here my base point, and I'm going to move it this way to the X. There it is. So it's perfectly arranged. Now what happens? Well, what happens? It's below. I have to move it up, just up, without moving in any other direction. Now look, in this case, it has a nozzle right here, okay? So I can't place it in the floor like that because I would be blocking a nozzle. So I have to put it higher there, and it cannot be floating. It needs something in order to work. And actually I have to move it a little higher because from the bottom nozzle will come out a pipe, and that pipe needs space, right? So I need to add some kind of support here, as we did with this tank and the legs. So I'm going to modify equipment. I'm going to add trim. What kind of trims we have? We have saddles, which are these legs. Let's remove it. Or we have, let's see, body flange. No, I don't want a body flange. Stiffening ring. Nope, I don't want a stiffening ring either. So let's add a saddle. Click apply and see how does it look. Where is the saddle? It looks like here, right? They are like a tiny legs here in the side, and well, they are not very useful, right? So I have to modify them. Let's do that. First of all, the distance between them, which is L3, needs to be high, so very, very big, because I want this leg to be like kind of here, okay? So L3, let's say it's 500. We click apply. Look what happened. Well, it's too much. Let's say 300. Apply. Okay, still too much. Let's say 250. Apply. Okay, that is reasonable. What else do we have? We have well, L1. What is L1? Is this thing? Let's work better with H. H, let's say H is 100. Okay, they are very good. They look very good. Let's see if there is any part. Okay, they are still missing some. Oh, and look here, what happened? I have this leg like in the middle of a nozzle, and I can't have that. So click again, modify equipment. I come here, saddle, and let's see what I have to change. I have to change H, right? I have to make it bigger. Let's say 300. Not too much. Let's say 200. Now it's going to be okay. 180. This is iteration, always iteration. Let's say 130. Okay, 135. Okay, now it's better. Now I have to move this leg this way, okay? How do I do that? Well, if I reduce L3, let's see, moving like here, clicking different things will allow me to see things. Actually, it looks like I can't move that nozzle, right? No, L. I think L will work, will do the work. So let's say it's 50. And okay, it moved, but I need it to be a little more. Let's say 80. Let's see. Okay, there is perfect. But yes, as I'm moving this one, the other one is moving as well. So I have to reduce L3. Don't remember what was the amount we gave the last time. I believe it was 250. So let's say 200. Apply. See what happened. Okay, it's perfect. So I click now OK. So look at this. It has here the nozzle is fully operational. Okay. We have here this leg, which is also fully operational. And we have here this other leg, which is actually kind of floating. It's actually not touching the heat exchanger because of its configuration, right? Let's say if I can change that, I think I can't. But let's see. L3, W, W2, W1. What's W1? Oh, okay, I see. This is an exercise of space ability, space skills, okay? So what do I want to change? The of L3, well, it's not the width. Here, neither L, W, W, H, no, changing H is going to change downwards, no upwards if I require it. I think I can't. If I wanted to have a different kind of support that is not like floating, I can solve it with a box. Yeah, and look how. I can use box and draw here my box like this shape, okay, and move it upwards, okay, and make it like it get through the heat exchanger. Now I can move it this direction, let's say there, and there I will have a support, okay. I can even, like, if I want it neater, I can reduce it here, okay, and reduce it here, there, okay. And well, I have there a leg. And you would say, hey, but it looks better than the ones we already did. Okay, so I can click here, modify equipment, I select saddle, and I click remove. I click OK. And now I have this one. I'm going to move it this way. Okay, and I'm going to copy. Select it, right copy, enter, select it, and move this way. And place it right there. Okay, so I copied it, and I have now like my self-made supports. I want this one to be like a little bit wider because this section is wider. Okay, let's say there, and there it is. It's functional, it works, and I have no problem with that. Okay, so we have learned about how to insert equipment, how to modify equipment, and how to add different parts. Now, what happens if I want, for example, a distillation tower? Okay, let's say I want a distillation tower, I don't know, let's say here, this way. Let's extend this line. Okay, I want a distillation tower here. So I'm going to create equipment. Okay, to create equipment, I'm going to, well, click here and create. I'm going to look for, well, there are no towers here. So I'm going to create a tank or a vessel, let's say a vessel, but I want a new vertical vessel. And why, how is it going to be? Well, here I can like shape it. I can have a torus spherical head. I can add a shape or a trim. Let's say I want a body flange between each one of these parts, okay? Body flanges, body flange, body flange, and here the bottom I'm going to add a torus spherical head as well, and there I'm going to add legs, okay? Here I have to name it. It's going to be, it's not a tank but a tower, okay? And the first tower, assign it, create, and look, here it is. Okay, there is something weird. I have one of the flanges floating, so I have to come back here. Look, torus spherical head, body flange. Let's remove this body flange, and let's see how it works. Yeah, looks good, but there is like, I need an additional body flange, right? And where? Well, it should be, I can move it, or I should be able to move it. Let's remove it from here, and let's add one here. Flange, okay, let's create it. Okay, there it is. This is my personalized distillation tower, okay? Remember, I want it to be aligned to this line. So I'm going to place it, let's say, there. I'm going to orient it this way, and there it is. Now, it's too small, right? If this is the furnace and this is the heat exchanger, these have to be huge. So let's scale it. I write scale, select the insertion point or the base point, and scale it. Let's say that size, okay? Now, where did it go? Okay, look, it's far, far away. Let's move it again. Let's take it back. Okay, so now we can start. Well, it looks like it's just, no, it's still floating. So let's move it a little bit down. So it's over the floor, perfect. Actually, it's going to change because that height, well, no, that height is okay. That height, okay. So now I have to align it, right? Remember, I have to align it to our line. So I have activated the snap. Well, at this moment, it's not such a big deal because if you look at this tower, it doesn't have any nozzle. So where am I going to align it? In what direction if it doesn't have any nozzle? Well, so let's create a nozzle. I can select it, and look, here appears this nozzle symbol, add nozzle, and it places it automatically there. I believe it's a good placement, but I can even change it. For example, let's say I want it to be lower. So I'm going to change this to 100. Okay, no, 100 is too much. I'm going to right click it, and I'm going to let's see, modify equipment. No, there must be an option to. There, you have to press the control button in your keyboard, then select the nozzle, and then there appears this pencil, which is going to allow you to modify the nozzle. So let's write 20 here. Okay, it's still too high. Control, there appears the pencil, and now let's say 5. No, I changed something different than I wanted. So again, control, pencil, want to change the height. Okay, so 5. Okay, I think it's reasonable to have it there. I can actually add another one. Let's say I want a nozzle in the bottom. Okay, so if I want it in the bottom, look at this. I can change it here. I don't want it radial, I want it in the bottom. And it's going to place right there. Well, this angle A is going to be 0 because I want it to be in the middle of the bottom, right? The radius is going to be also 0, the radius. I'm going to close it. So now I have 2 nozzles. One where I'm going to, for example, put the inlet of whatever I'm passing through this furnace. And I have the bottom where I'm going to take out the bottom part of this column, right? I can actually add another one in the top. So I click here, go to change location, I want it in the top. There it is, and close it. So this tower is gaining like more information, and actually I'm going to add in radio. It's high. I'm going to add an additional entrance where it is. Now I send it like to high. Look there, it's here. I have to control click pencil. Let's say it's just 100. Okay, and it must be now. Okay, it's perfect. It has 2 entrances. Let's think these are the plates of the distillation tower. So I have one below the first plate and one between the 3rd and the 4th plate. Okay, there are the entrances of my distillation tower. This distillation tower wasn't available in the system, but I created it. Okay, so let's create another equipment. I don't know. We can create. I have no idea what can we create now. Let's say. But no, let's create whatever. Miscellaneous equipment. I want it to be horizontal. Okay, I'm going to remove this. So I'm going to first. You have to create equipment. So you have to add shapes. Okay, this is an horizontal, I believe. So let's say it's going to have a cone. Okay, then it's going to have a cube, 3 cubes, and then another cone. And I want you to show how those will look like. Okay, look at this. Okay, let's place it. Okay, where are we? What happened? Okay, we have to go back. Here we are. Okay, let's place it there. And look how it is. It has like the beginning of a cylinder here, and 3 cubes, and a cone here. These lines will not look right. If I change it to, no, if I change it to realistic, well, I shouldn't be able to see those lines. Conceptual, no, they're still there. Even sketchy, they are there. Well, let's let them write that. I was working in shaded with X. So here is something I just created. I don't know what it said. Let's say it's a reactor, for example. I have no idea. But here you can create different things, and you can modify them, right? You can add, for example, stiffening rings between each part. Stiffening rings, and stiffening rings. Trim, stiffening. There's one missing. and see how it looks. It has now different grades, right? Which are so yeah, in this case we add also these sticky rings. Let's see what else can we change. I can change that for both sides flanges. I'm going to take away all the rings and remove. There we are. See, yeah. To move this, now let's round rectangle. See how it works. Look it there. Here it is. Here, a right section. There is rectangle. If I move, I can move it. Okay, I can move it in the middle. Now look, it's going to look. Okay, and move from now. Here, a pencil. We could say it's a big pencil, right? And well, you can change and create any equipment you need. Okay, using this trims and different things. I want to show you other parts. Let's go again. Oh, sorry, create one. A miscellaneous equipment, but a vertical one. Okay, I'm going to add here cylinders. I'm going to add a platform. Okay, look what does it do. Can you see that platform? Well, this obviously, this cylinder is like too small for that platform. So let's create a different one. Let's add like several cylinders. Okay, and also here you can say, well, the diameter I want it to be, let's say 50, and the height, let's say also 50. Again, you can change all the dimensions of all your cylinders before inserting it. And if you have the actual dimensions of your equipment, or you know how much they have to measure, you can do this like in a very realistic way before inserting them. Okay, well, let's put it there. Let's see what we have. We have a cylinder, right? Which has a platform right here. See? So someone can get up there and work there. Okay? Well, what happened? Let's see. That, let's see here. Where the platform shape is circular, I can also create it like rectangular one. And let's see that. Okay? Look at the difference. Now let's put it circular. Okay, the railing setup, I can define the measurement of the railing. Okay, let's click OK. The support setup, I can change the parts of which it's made. I can change also its dimensions in A, guiding me with guiding myself with this. A1, A2, what's A2? Okay, this angle. I can also add H1. Okay, here H1 is information of ladder. So H1 is going to be, I don't know, 200. Okay. And that should make the ladder higher. Okay, it still requires a little bit more. So I come here, modify. The ladder was H1, right? Yes. So let's say 300. Apply. Where it is. I believe it's too much. So let's say 280. Apply. Okay, perhaps a little bit. Let's say 270. Apply. Okay, and let's have it that way. But I also want to add more cylinders here. Another cylinder. Okay, another cylinder. and I want to add here semi-ellipsoidal head in the top and in the bottom. Semi-ellipsoidal head. Okay, apply. And now look at this. You see, I have a tower with a platform, with a ladder through which our engineers and personnel is going to be able to climb up to this tower, right? So let's add a platform to this tower we have here. I click here, I click modify, and I add trim, and I'm going to add a platform. I can decide in what level do I want it. So let's add it here. I can have also skirts. We're going to see skirts after, but let's add a trim. What's going? Okay, here I have to be placed in cylinder in order to insert a platform, and the ladder, well, it's have to be like huge. So because I don't remember the size of that tower. So let's look at here. Okay, well, it's awful. Let's say 100. Okay, I have to change all the dimensions of this platform because it's too big for our little tower. Okay, remember that tower was smaller and I scaled it up. So it's all scaled. So I have to change A. What is A? Well, I don't know. Say A if it's 45. No, these are angles. I'm going to leave the angles as they are. G is this space. I'm going to leave it like that. H is the height. I'm going to leave it like that. W, okay, W, I'm going to say 5. No, it's too small. Let's say 20. Okay, I think it's better. Well, I also have to change the railing, right? Because it's too big. But this is going to take a lot of work, and I don't want to lose time explaining you how to change all the dimensions because, well, we already talked about it. So I'm going to click Control Z many times to have again our tower, which was well dimensioned. Remember that I here changed the size of the cylinders that conforms this tower before putting it. And this one, I had a very small tower and then I scaled it up. That's a problem when you scale up, right? Well, anyway, let's erase this one. We already learned how to add platforms, and we are still missing how to add skirts, right? So let's add a skirt right there and see what happens. Here, you can see. It's like if you are putting a skirt, literally, on the tower, okay? And it has this opening here. If you need a nozzle, you can put it right there. Okay. So here you can be as creative as you want to create equipment and modify them. If you wanted to, let's say, insert an additional equipment that you don't have, you would have to do as follows. I have to find a tank, pump unit, process equipment. Let's open this. Hoping it's, yeah, look at this. Let's say I want this part. Okay, but look, it's not a single unit. It's like drawings. These are all AutoCAD drawings, but it's not an AutoCAD Plan 3D object, okay? So you have to be careful when taking. I could take, for example, this tank, okay? I can take it, copy, selection, and come here, and say Control V, and it's going to, it should appear in a few seconds, or it looks like it bugged already, and I haven't saved our job, our 3D job, so I'm kind of in trouble right now. But well, you can do that. Okay, you can have a design that, for example, a mechanical engineer did, or any other person, or yourself. You did a drawing, a 3D modeling of equipment you need, and you can just copy it in the drawing you are working on. Okay, so well, with that, we are done with equipment modeling. If this doesn't solve, we'll have to make some arrangements. So if in the following lesson you see some discrepancy in the equipment, don't worry, don't panic. And the following lesson, we're going to add pipes. Okay, we're going to connect this little plant we have just imagined here. We're going to connect them, and we're going to learn how to. Well, we already have the lines, the guidelines, which are going to be a huge help. And we're going also to install valves and some instrumentation, right? And we are almost finishing our course. I hope you are enjoying. And well, see you in the following lesson.